Well, hey there, welcome back to Elk Mountain. Just got done talking to the fella that runs this old service station here, and he's going to go down and recover my truck. I did talk to the insurance company, and they are good with the location, so they are going to go ahead and work up a payout for me. Don't think it'll be much. It'll be a little bit back on the truck there, and as soon as they get it back to the repo yard, they'll verify it and get me paid. So I did just fertilize that field back there, and we're going to run across here and fertilize this field here right behind this farm here. Cliff over at the feed store had picked up a couple of contracts here. He didn't have anybody to do the work, so I said that I was available, could always use the cash. So we're going to run on around this field here and get some fertilizer put out. So I've been talking to the wife, and she really wants a garden. So been looking around the farm and seeing where we might be able to put one. Try and keep it out of the way. I do think having an established garden would add a little curb appeal to the place once we get ready to sell it. So we're going to look at getting a garden put in today, and hopefully contact the insurance company, get that taken care of. And one other thing that we need to do today is spray the field. That field of barley that I just planted is full of weeds, so I need to get the sprayer, run over that and get those down. As a matter of fact, while I was out doing this, I had the shop down there deliver me a couple containers of herbicide, so they should get that done before we get back, and we'll be good to go. The reason I had to have it delivered is I don't have a truck, and that little car, that rusty car I have there, cannot pull my trailer since it has a gooseneck attachment. So a little bit handicapped when it comes to hauling things right now, but we'll get it done. Luckily, the dealership does offer a delivery service, so that is very, very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out this field. We'll head back down to the feed store and talk to Cliff, get him squared away on these two contracts and get our payment, and then head back over to the farm. Alright, we are done with the field. We're heading back over here to the feed store. We're going to get this spreader dropped back off to Cliff. Whoa. Looks like Glenn got a new truck in. I'm going to have to check that out. We'll get this spreader dropped back off over here and get our payment. Should be a nice little payment here for these two contracts. It's amazing how much these folks around these parts will pay somebody to do a little bit of work for them. But I will gladly accept that at this point in time. Money is scarce. So we're going to get this parked back over here, and we'll run in here, talk to Cliff a minute, and let him cut me a check. And I want to run back down there to the car dealership and check on that truck. That was an older Ford, it looked like. Might be able to trade in the old Patina Princess here and get something that we can actually tow with. Alright, we are back down here at Glenn's shop. We're going to run in here and see what he has to offer on that truck there. I don't see anybody out right now. He must be at lunch. Let's take a look at this real quick. It looks to be in fairly good shape, especially for a truck of his age. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go talk to Glenn. That would actually work out. Hey, Glenn. Yep, hear about that Ford. You mind if I take a look at it? Okay, yeah, I'd like to take it around the block or so. See how it runs. Well, I got the keys from Glenn. He said I could go ahead and check it out and take it around the block, see what I think about it. Go ahead and check out the interior here. Seats look to be in excellent condition. Maybe it's been reupholstered. Headliner's not sagging. All right, well, that would actually do really well. I could haul the family around in that. So let's fire it up here and see what she's got. Oh, she died. Let's take a listen out here and see. I'm not so sure that fired off really good. Ooh, that's a little rough. We got a horn. Do we have the lights all the way around? We do. So lights and horn work. Let's take it around the block here and see how it runs. Man, that thing's got a little bit of a knock. But it does seem to be running good enough. Take a right here and go around the block. We'll get around here away from the dealership a little bit and I'll open her up. This little back road back here is a good road for it. All right, let's open her up. Oh yeah, that runs good. It idles rough, but it's got plenty of grunt. Woo, okay. Let me go see how much he wants for this thing. It can't be that expensive. Oh, I better slow down here before he hears me coming around. Maybe he'll trade in the car there. I know we bought it from him. We'll see what he can do. Hey Glenn, how much you want for it? Well, the money comes in one hand and goes right back out the other. Was able to make a deal with Glenn. He actually traded in the old car, gave me about $700 for it. Not much less than what I paid for it. It was asking $13,700 for this truck, so he just made it an even 13 with the trade. So that knocks me back down to about $43,000. But I do now have a truck and can use my trailer, so that's really the most important thing there. We can haul things around, pallets and things like that. So I want to run in here and show the wife what I bought. She'll hopefully be a little more enthused about this truck than that old car. We're going to walk around the house here and take a look and see where she may want to put the garden in. And then we'll go ahead and try and get that put in today. Alright, so I think we found a spot. She actually wants it out here, right about where this planter is. So let me actually, I'll see if this truck will pull it out of there. It should be able to. Has a nice hitch there on the back of it, so we'll get it hooked up. And drag it out of the way. And we'll have to run down to Tractor Supply and grab some wood, some fence panels, and we're going to build some boxes and everything so that we can do a little raised bed garden. So let me, actually I want to put this round back here. I do need to wash it, but we're going to do that later on. We'll just park it up out of the way over here. And then I'm going to head on down to Tractor Supply and get the supplies. Oh, and it looks like the store has dropped off the herbicide there. So that's good. So let me head on down there and then come back and start building a greenhouse. Well, it didn't turn out too bad. I had some of those pre-assembled picket fence panels here. So we threw a couple posts in the ground and nailed those up. They had some pre-assembled beds. We threw those together, filled them with dirt, and we have a nice little garden / greenhouse area. I did use the skid steer to go ahead and smooth out the area and scrape away all of the vegetation so that we had nice clean dirt to walk around on in here. So I ended up having some fertilizer left over in the cedar. So I went and grabbed that out and some seeds and got that already over here, but I need some water. So I could run a hose from the spigot over there by the barn, but it's going to take much more water than that. So I do need to get a trailer and haul some water in so that I can maintain this garden here. It is going to take quite a bit of water. So I called down to the shop and they actually had a trailer that somebody had just traded in. So it is used, about $3,000. We're going to run down and grab it. It holds quite a bit of water and get that bought. And then we're going to try and find somewhere to fill it up. I don't know if there's anywhere around town where I can fill up a water tanker. But we'll check around and see what we have available. May have to swing down by the river and see if we can just get some free water. So let me get down here to the shop and make this transaction, and then we'll go find some place to fill it up. Well, I found out that the sawmill had a nice little ramp down here at the river, and they had no problem with me using it to fill up my water tanker. So that is really convenient. It's a little ways away from the house, but until we can get something else, that will work out just fine. The nice part about it, it is absolutely free. So we have a nice load of water here. This should last quite some time. So we're going to get back down here to the farm, get these seeds watered in, and start growing some crops. Back down here to the farm. We're gonna pull over here and get this water into our garden here, and let me go find out what the wife wants to grow. Well, we went a little nuts on the tomato plants here, but while we got some warm weather here up here in Wyoming, I'm gonna try to get some tomatoes grown, put some up for ourselves, and then try and sell some as well. So we got the water tanker parked over there out of the way, and we're going to let these tomatoes grow. Hopefully start seeing some benefit from those here in the very near future. So now we need to go ahead and get some spraying done here. We'll hop on the tractor and hook up the sprayer. And then we'll get filled up here with herbicide. And head back down to the field there. It's the one in the far back of the property. And we'll get some weeds killed. Now, last time I had taken this down to the shop and I had them work on it, they ended up changing the oil there in the rear end. And as I mentioned before, it does seem to be shifting much smoother. And it seems to be just a little bit more peppy, so I'm pretty pleased with the tractor now. It seems to be running pretty good and functioning really well. So we're gonna get back here on this field. As you can see, the barley has actually grown quite a bit. It's looking really good. Kind of hate that we had to grow this for the Elk Mountain Ranch. Did not intend on growing a crop where I was going to need a different style header. So that is a little bit frustrating. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get this knocked out and have this done. Just wrapped up this field here. As you can tell, it has gotten late in the evening here, but I do have some news. Did end up getting a call from the insurance adjuster while I was spraying this field, so we stopped for a minute to talk to him, and he told me what the payout would be. $15,000. I was a little bit surprised by that. I figured it should be a little more higher than that. Actually, quite a bit higher than that. That truck was fairly new and in good shape, but he said that's what it was worth. And also they had to end up paying the fella down there at the old service station, paying his fee to pull it out of the river for us. So well, that's what I got, $15,000. So that puts me back up to about $52,000. So we're still doing okay. Still doing okay. Anyhow, so we're going to call it a night here. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate if you consider subscribing to my channel. And look at all of those tomatoes. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day.